Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 27th episode of our gaming news podcast, the PackCast. Our hosts today, as always, are Cool Trainer Camilo, the Janebo, Dan from the Tea Lounge, and myself, Phil Fantastic. And together, we are the Game Pack. Before we get into the stories, we have a quick update from episode number 23 regarding the game developer Alpha Dream. It was recently revealed that they were working on the new game Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, which is coming out this week. They filed for bankruptcy, and we didn't list that as one of the games they were working on because it wasn't announced. So we just wanted to let you guys know that that was something they were working on, and it's another reason why we're all still kind of confused. Hey, Nintendo, why didn't you bail out this company when they're making these products with your characters? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Okay, now we're going to get into our first story of the day after we list all of what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about BlizzCon 2019. We're going to be talking about Pokemon and some of the leaks that came out. But don't worry, we're going to steer clear of spoilers as much as we possibly can. So stick around. We're not going to ruin the game for you. We're also going to be talking about PlayStation Vue shut down. And we're going to be talking about this little-known guy called Toby Fox, where he came from, and why the heck is he in every Nintendo game now? And as always, we're going to round out the show with what we've been playing and what's coming out this week. But now we'll get back to what I was about to do and start the first story. BlizzCon was last week, and we got some announcements, but they started out the presentation with an apology. As you guys know, if you're a frequent listener to the podcast, Blizzard has been in some hot water regarding their controversial response to some Hong Kong, some people like, what is the word, guys? Protesting. There we go. Wow. I had to dig deep for that one. Protesting for democracy in Hong Kong, and Blizzard sort of had a fast response that nobody was happy with, except for maybe their Chinese investors. So president of Blizzard, J. Allen Brack, who also is known for saying, you guys don't want vanilla WoW, and then that making a gajillion dollars.
Oh, did you actually he kind of made a joke about that during the opening ceremony.
Oh, he did? What did he say?
He said, like, I guess you guys want that.
That's pretty funny. So he apologized. He stated that he moved too quickly, and with their response to what the gamer had done, and then they were too slow to talk to the community about how they had done that. And then it doesn't go to live up to the high standards that they hold themselves to at Blizzard. And they did accept full responsibility for their actions, because who else is going to take responsibility for what they did? So, but I guess what we're saying is that he personally took responsibility as he is president for the company. And you know what? Kudos.
He seemed like he was legitimately upset. Like he seemed like he was choking up when he was making this statement. He did. So I mean, the dude cares about like his company and what people think about it, because he's been at Blizzard for a super long time, and he used to just be on like the World of Warcraft team, and he's worked his way up to the point where he's in charge now, and obviously he doesn't want his legacy to be, ooh, I'm the guy that like didn't support people when they wanted democracy in Hong Kong, and then everyone turned on my company and boycotted my games. So, John, I'm going to throw it over to you because I feel like I've been talking too much. What are some of the announcements that came out of BlizzCon 2019? So, what I thought was weird about the statement is right after the statement, they show this cinematic trailer for Diablo 4. Like, yeah, it was very odd. Like, it was the tone shifted dramatically because, you know, they go right into Diablo 4, which had I feel like the trailer was like 10 minutes long. It was
It was a very long,
really long trailer.
And it was the cinematic trailer, right?
It was a cinematic trailer
later.
Yeah. So they had a cinematic trailer, which you didn't really know that it was Diablo 4 until the end, where the little, symbol popped up for Diablo 4. And then they showed some gameplay of a few of the classes. I think Barbarian,
Druid, Sorcerer.
Yeah. So they showed some gameplay. It looks a lot like Diablo 3.
It does.
I am excited, though, because Diablo 3 is really good.
It is really good. And I was complaining, and I was talking to some other people about it, and they were like, yeah, but rewatch it and look at the physics engine and look at the character models and then watch some Diablo 3 footage. And I was like, okay, this does look like a new game. Because it's kind of hard with that top-down perspective to really see the modern graphics. But everything in Diablo 3 is a little bit blocky, a little bit more cartoony. And in Diablo 4, things are really highly polished and rendered. The particle effects look really, really cool. So I'm actually excited. And my character in D&D is basically the druid that they showed in Diablo 4. It's this big beefy dude that turns into a bear. So I'm super excited.
The cinematic trailer looks really nice, and the character models look really nice. So I'm excited to play this. It's been Diablo 3 came out in 2012?
A long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
7 years.
Yeah, so it's been a while. I was playing it on Switch for a long time. I bought it on Switch again, and it's just really fun. It's just a very mindless, fun game.
Yeah, I remember. I think 6 months ago I was playing it on PC. I think during season 13 or 14 or something, and I maxed out my gear again. It's a fun experience. If you pop out for a little bit and then you come back, and then they have new gear sets and everything. It's fun to do that little ladder climb. Yeah. But it does get a little stale. So I'm excited that they're finally breathing new life into the franchise with a new entry. But I was gonna say, before we talk more about this, how do you guys think they could have transitioned out of that apology? I feel like that's a hard move. Where do you go from there? Besides being distraction.
But it's all right, we go from, it's not even lighthearted. Diablo is, it's hell and demons. It's not happy-go-lucky. Yeah, I don't know. That is a tricky situation. I don't know how they would get through it, but
I didn't watch it, but the way you described it, it doesn't sound like they could do anything. What are they gonna do? Have a moment of silence or something?
Cancel BlizzCon.
That doesn't even sound right.
They did say something Blizzard is for games, and they're one of their main focuses is to produce amazing games. And speaking of that, here's Diablo 4.
I mean, that's a tough situation. They lost. They're in a losing situation. So what are they going to do? Present the most anticipated game at BlizzCon.
But I don't know. There's another issue going around that they announced this. They announced Diablo 4. There's no release date. And they also announced. I don't know if we could talk about Overwatch 2 now. And they also said we have no idea when that's coming out. So it just seems like they're trying to put a Band-Aid over it.
Yeah. It seems like, hey, look at all these flashing lights over here.
We're still a good company.
Yeah, don't look at that. We make the games that you love.
It was awkward. There was a Hearthstone moment. There's a Hearthstone segment of that opening ceremony, and it just got dead silent. It was completely awkward.
That sounds.
They showed a new expansion, and people were just not feeling it.
They didn't boo it or anything, did they?
No, they didn't do anything like that. But
okay.
I also heard that they banned the showing footage of the panels, so you couldn't. Last year, they covered all the panels, they had the Q&As and stuff, but this year, I think all the coverage got banned if you tried to post it.
Oh, interesting. Trying to keep everything under lock and key. They don't want any more political statements out in the world.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't. There's just not much
Yeah, I feel like actions speak louder than apologies, so it'll be interesting to see how they progress and proceed from here, like in the coming months and even years.
True. Like how are they going to handle, like, this company is large and it's going to have longevity. It's been around forever. Just like Dan just said, in the coming years, what are they going to do when something like this happens again? Like, what are you going to ban and take their money away? Or are you going to handle it like somebody who has some poise? And
I would hope they would now have a little bit more experience with this type of situation. Like, step in, let me handle this.
Yep. Or
good on you. We allow you to speak. You can't just do that, So there's got to be something. But yeah,
influx of money into their PR department. All right, final thoughts on BlizzCon. I'm excited. I'm going to get Diablo 4 on day one. Whenever that is. Probably on PC. Ooh, actually, if there's no release date, do you think this will be on next gen?
I would assume so. They officially announced PS4, Xbox One, and PC, but I would be shocked if they don't put it on PS5 and Scarlet.
Huh. Now I'm actually confused. I don't know if I'm going to get on PS5 or PC. But I love Diablo. It's a very good game.
It is.
Very, very, very good game.
Cool. So is Overwatch.
It's interesting about it's like buy it, but you don't have to buy it.
Yeah. The only thing you're seemingly getting out of it is the player versus enemy modes. Like the story and the hero missions.
Which is the reason that I would buy it, actually, because I'm big into the single player experience. So a PvE thing, especially with the amount, and we've talked about this in the podcast 100 times, the amount of care and love that they put into those cinematics, to have that be like just a game with a story, like, whoo, sign me up.
The trailer was like beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just a well-made cinematic.
The first one was 2016, right?
Yeah. It was like May of 2016, so it's been 3 years, but they did say that they have no idea when this is coming out.
That's so weird.
Yeah, because, I mean, they're just giving it a fresh look. They're adding these new modes. I don't know why why would it take so long?
Yeah, they're I guess they're updating for the next gen too, right? Because they want to have Overwatch continue onto the next generation of consoles.
Yeah, and that would cause new people to buy it because I mean I'm assuming like Overwatch will be backwards compatible. I guess everything is. I don't know how that's going to work for third party stuff.
Yeah,
but I would assume it's backwards compatible.
Yeah, TBD. Yeah, that whole backwards compatibility thing is a whole can of worms for another day. Do we want to wrap up BlizzCon, though, and move on to our next topic? Anything else? Final thoughts? Very good. Our next topic is Pokemon Sword and Shield, kind of broadly, because there were these leaks, and it was a flipping floodgate.
Somebody got the game. Somebody definitely has the game.
Somebody has the game.
I know like a little. I don't know like who it was, but the way it happened was somebody got it and they were playing it, and I think they were like sharing it through like the way you can play games on Discord, like the game sharing.
Oh,
okay.
And it was getting out to these like news outlets, or like this leaker was like giving it out to the news outlets. And Nintendo actually found him.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, what?
Yeah, because his Discord name was this, or it was like his profile picture, and his name from his Discord was the same from his YouTube, and his YouTube was connected to his Facebook, and Nintendo found him.
Oh, you stupid moron!
Yeah.
How do you mess that up?
It's probably a kid. Like it's probably some young kid.
They went into Dad's pack and picked out the game because he works at Nintendo? How would a kid otherwise get this game?
Yeah, I think people hack their Switches all the time.
Yeah. Plus,
and that game is definitely like it's gold. So Like if you download it,
I thought you could preload it.
You could preload it.
Preload it.
So there's probably a way to access it.
You can't. No, you can't, because like the way they encrypt it, I think it's like a 128-bit key. If a computer tried to encrypt it, it would take longer than like the heat death of like the universe or something like that. So like it's impossible.
Really?
I just know someone that has a hack switch and he could download pretty much anything.
But if it's like locked to like a day, like there's no possible way to hack it. Like even if like you're with like a computer.
So
like,
somebody got a hard copy of the game.
Yeah.
And was playing it.
I mean, retailers sometimes break street dates.
And they're only playing. I think they were only playing Sword. So like, if there's anything in Shield that's like not in Sword, that hasn't leaked.
So then also, but they have to. They check the internet to see if the game is allowed to be played. Because I remember
only if it's a digital copy though.
No, because my hard copy of Smash, it would like connect to the internet and be like to see if this game can be played.
Oh,
you bought it after midnight on the East Coast though.
Yeah,
but it probably still has to check in though.
It still did the check. It's not like it's not like I didn't get in.
Happen to me.
It just did the check.
But the only time I've ever happened to me with a physical copy.
Yeah, the only time I've ever seen a check happen with physical copies, or well, actually, I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, guys. Let us know in the comments down below.
Am I talking out of this? Because what happens if like you're not even connected to the internet? It's not gonna let you play.
You can't play. I don't know. I could be wrong. So let's get into these numbers. Cam, do you want to dissect this a little bit for us?
Yeah, sure. So the whole Dex was leaked. We're not going to go into like details of like new Pokemon and stuff, but there are 400 total Pokemon in the Dex. That's including everything. And we have it broken down into each of the gens and each of the like representation of the Dex. So from Gen 1, Kanto, we have 55 out of 151 Pokemon. So that's 36% of the Dex. I guess it would kind of just lopside the Dex, but I'm glad.
You thought you were going to see more Kanto?
I thought it was going to be all Kanto, but like, I guess that would lopside it too much. I guess I'm okay with that. So that's 36% of the Dex, and then Gen 2, Johto, we have 33 out of 100, so that's 33%. Gen 3 is 42 out of 135, so that's the lowest percentage, 31%. Gen 4, Sinnoh, which is 38 out of 107, 36%. Gen 5, Unova. This is the most interesting one because it's the most percentage. It's 85 out of 156, which is 54% of the Dex. I was thinking about this, and if they're like tying this into the lore because Galar is like England and Unova represents like New York, maybe like these Pokemon are really from like England, and then like when people came to colonize,
America. Interesting.
And then Gen 6, Kalos, 32 out of 72, so that's 44% of the Dex. And then the latest one, Gen 7, Alola, that's 36 out of 88, so that's 41%.
So one thing I found interesting about these percentages is that the later entries have more and the earliers have less. And I, in my brain, would think that it would be flipped.
It's skewed because the later ones have less Pokemon.
Well,
because if you look, like Kanto has 151, so it's 36%. It's 55. But then, like Kalos, there's only 32, but that counts as 44%.
Kanto is the second highest amount of Pokemon.
Yeah, Gen 5.
I guess it's true. Gen 5 is 85. That's nuts. I guess it's probably a smarter number to look at the actual number.
Yeah.
All right. Sad. How am I feeling about this?
And there's 80. I think there's around 80 new, like brand new Gen 8 Pokemon. So
that's on brand for Gen 6 had 72, Gen 7 had 88. Split the difference.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw some like it was a leak. I thought it was a leak. I guess it was fake. But like I heard something like, "Oh, there's gonna be like 636," and then I saw someone tweet like, dude, like they upped the bar. There's so many new Gen 8 Pokemon, and I was expecting like they're like gonna go over 100 this time. And I was like, that's not. I don't know if that's including. I was kind of thinking maybe they might do an expanded Dex, like once you beat the game. because like there's always like a section of Pokemon in games that aren't in the dex but are catchable. But
like in the wormholes in Gen 7.
Yeah. Like in Gen 7, you had all the island scan Pokemon, all the wormhole Pokemon. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire had all the hidden Pokemon you could only dex nav, and those weren't in the Hoenn dex. So they do that a lot.
That's true. So there could be Pokemon, just not in the Pokédex. The Galar.
Well, they said
Pokédex.
it has to be in the dex. I don't know if there's some sort of expanded dex in the game. Or expansion within the game that's not in the initial dex you need to like
that's what I'm trying to
play
say.
the game. Yeah.
Can we talk about the red dragon in the room? The red fire type in the room. Are we allowed to or no?
We already knew Charizard was returning. He's everywhere. He got a Gigantamax form. Surprisingly, the Bulbasaur and Squirtle lines are not.
Hey, so I may have said some things that could constitute some spoilers, so let's just look at everyone's favorite Pokemon, Charizard, instead.
I'm annoyed. I said this before the podcast started taping. Some of people's favorite Pokemon, because it's when they start the game and it's their first Pokemon, not everybody started with, like, Pokemon Red and a Charmander. Like, so there's 7 gens before this. Some people started in Gen 7 with their Rowlet, and Rowlets are absolute favorite Pokemon. They have 100 Rowlet plushies, and like they want to continue their Pokemon adventure with Rowlet, and they can't.
I mean, I was looking at the chart, and people are not going to be happy.
I'm going to be happy.
Yeah, I'm be happy.
It seems kind of inevitable that the model they've set up for Pokemon, just adding more and more and more, is not sustainable indefinitely.
Yeah,
so at some point they can't just keep giving us the same Pokemon. Like they have to give us new things, and if they're giving us new things, they can't keep putting them all in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to keep playing the same Pokemon game that have like all the same Pokemon every.
I also think we haven't said this yet. This is the perfect time to do this because we're switching from. From portable gaming to console gaming. And sure.
I get it, switching.
Goodness gracious. So, sure, we can make the argument that Switch Lite is a portable system and that the Switch is a hybrid system. But at the end of the day, Nintendo's console machine is the Switch. So we're switching from a game that's only been on portables since 1995 or whatever. Now we're getting into the consoles. So if we're going to make major changes, I think now's the time to rip off the Band-Aid, make all the changes so that people aren't like, totally thrown back by like, oh my gosh, like why is like we got Gen 8 on a portable system and it was completely different. I think it would be a totally different story. I don't think people could palate it.
I think this is a lot less than a lot of people were expecting. It's less than half.
Yeah, but normally it's because they're not programmed. Normally this is what you get for what is catchable in a game. Like this is standard.
Yeah, but you could always bring the other ones in though.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
It's just a lot. I just feel like it's a lot less than I thought it would be at least half or more than half.
So the potential of updates and DLC down the road to add more is completely 100% out of the picture?
No, there's going to... What about gift Pokemon?
Well, they're not... They said if it's not like in the game, they're not adding it later.
But what about like...
They'll do events.
What about like a Volcanion type Pokemon?
They'll do events. They always do events.
Not for this kind of game. Maybe like an enhanced game.
Ooh,
that would get you. That would get people to buy it. They're like, "Hey, this one has more Pokemon in it."
You could get one more Pokemon.
No, I mean that's true.
Do you guys think in the next game after Sword and Shield, it'll be the other ones they didn't include in Sword and Shield will come back, or do you think those are gone forever and they're only gonna?
They're not gone forever.
No,
I think they'll just
if they do an enhanced, like an ultra kind of game, they'll add Pokemon.
Like another 100 or 150 or something.
If they're doing like Diamond and Pearl remakes, it just may just be an alternate set with some overlap. I don't know. Like if they've already programmed it, I don't see why they can't just like put in what's not in and then but keep all the other things. Like
it's too many.
They're gonna remove stuff.
There's too many tail whips.
Stop it. But oh man, I wish I could talk about the leaks.
I wanted to mention the other thing, but apparently that's probably a spoiler too.
I have been hearing like a lot of people are pleased with like the new design, like the new Pokemon.
Oh, they're great.
Oh yeah. Me, I am.
me, I am. Yeah, no, they're great. And in how many days till we get to just talk about this?
7 days. Like when this goes live, or 8 days. 7 days.
No. When is the game coming out?
The 15th.
Next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday. So 8 days. Because this will go live on Thursday.
Like when this, this will be the midnight launch, like right before.
Derp. I was like, guys, that math does not add up. Cool. Well, we should probably move on because we have other things we want to talk about.
Plus, we're gonna spoil the whole game if we don't.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil the whole game. You're right, John. If we don't move on, I know I can talk about Pokemon all day, and I was trying to think of the Ram Shack. There you go, that Ram Shack. And I know Dan wants to talk about Ram Shack all day, but we can't. We got to move on. But before we move on, guys, we're gonna take a very short commercial break, brought to you by the Janebo.
This message is brought to you by John Ebo, so you know what that means. Aw yeah, Fortnite time! Hey man, stop dancing, I gotta tell you about the PackCast that is on Google Play, iTunes, and Spotify. For the audio listeners, I am poning some noobs for not subscribing to the Game Pack on YouTube, which premieres the PackCast every Thursday night. Get wrecked, son!
And we're back! And we're gonna be talking about the PlayStation Vue, which, if you don't know, is Sony PlayStation's like television subscription service. So if you don't want to pay for cable, you could pay for like a cable-like service. Sony is shutting down its streaming television service in January 2020. It says they had been losing money on it and were looking for a buyer to take on the service. Unfortunately, the highly competitive pay TV industry with expensive content and network deals has been slower to change than we expected, says John Codera, deputy president of Sony Interactive Entertainment, in a statement on the PlayStation blog. Because of this, we have decided to remain focused on our core gaming business, as you absolutely should, in my opinion. And this service started at $50 a month. Woof. What do you guys think about this in general? I am a cable cutter. I don't have cable in my home because I have Netflix, I have Hulu, I have YouTube Premium, I have HBO Go or whatever, and what else? Amazon Prime. And between all of those, I don't need to watch other television.
Yeah, I feel like cable cutting, like the whole purpose is like some people might cut the cord because they don't want to be hindered down with like paying to watch something on their TV through a cord in the wall. Mm-hmm. I mean, but like, where am I going with this? I'm going somewhere with this. Like, the reason I cut the cord was because I prefer on demand. I don't want to have to tune in at a specific time to watch something.
And sit through an ad for a lawyer.
Yeah, and so paying for a service that delivers cable digitally through the internet, it's like, it's neither here nor there. I cut it because not because it was cable, but because it was not on demand.
Yeah, exactly.
If that makes sense.
It wasn't a service that you were interested in. That's why you got rid of it.
Right, right. Not the method in which it was being delivered.
I still have cable, and it is a little pricey. Like, it's a little pricey for what you get because there's so much stuff out there. There's Netflix, there's Hulu, and all that stuff.
But you're a sports guy, John.
Yeah, I do watch sports, and also I have a DVR, so I record the shows, and I don't have to watch the ads anyway. So it's pretty much on demand or whatever you call it. But I feel like like cable is so ingrained in me that I'm afraid to cut it. Like if I cut the cable, I'm gonna be like, oh man, I'm gonna miss out on this so and so show or something. When you could really just either buy it online or like stream it. Like Hulu has a service. There's a bunch of these like live TV services.
YouTube TV.
YouTube, and $50 a month is cheaper than I think I pay like probably $80 a month for cable.
Cable alone, or is that your internet also?
No, so cable and internet. The internet is, I don't know. It's probably $80 each.
Yeah,
and then
mine's about that much just for internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've used this service like it was like 2 years ago. I used this to cut the cable because I was paying like $80 a month, and I barely watched TV, or like I would watch like very specific channels. I didn't really watch like local news. And I was like, I saw this and I'm like, holy heck, like I don't have to pay for like the box or anything, or so I just like I canceled my cable and I got this, and I liked it for when I had it because you get like a bunch of channels. You can pay extra for like sports and like movie channels, and then like the major networks like ABC, Fox. I don't know if they changed it, but when I had it, it wasn't like the actual channel. It was just like on demand. So like whatever shows were on that channel, you could just like watch those shows. It wasn't the actual channel.
So like, how do you watch the Emmys?
You don't. You'd have to have like a local TV tuner to supplement.
Yeah. You could get the local. My cat broke it, but I had one of those bunny ear things to take the HD airwave thing.
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago I was trying to watch the Olympics online because I didn't have cable, and like the Olympics, they had, I think it was through NBC at the time, and they had their way to watch it online. They gave you like a 20-minute preview, and then you had to log in with your internet with your cable service provider. Yeah, so you still had to have cable in order to watch it online, which defeats the purpose completely.
A lot of networks do that, like Fox.
Exactly.
And
FX. And that's
they all do that.
Like, they don't get it. They don't get that that's not why people are cutting, like, why they want...
But that's... No! But, I mean, I guess that's a benefit for having cable, though. Like, they have to have a way to get people to keep their cable. So, if you could, you could have it on your TV, and then if you want to stream it online, you could do that without any issues because you have a cable provider.
Yeah. If they don't change with the times, they're going to be left in the dust. That's what happened to Blockbuster.
This did have a unlimited DVR, so like you could like record like however much you wanted.
Wait, PlayStation View did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice, actually.
The cloud.
So you guys are okay with streaming TV, but not okay with streaming video games?
The bandwidth is way much higher.
Those aren't even the same things. You're just asking me if I like
both. It's both media. It's both.
Hey man,
media.
You like a spaghetti? How come you don't like the pizza?
But they just said it's the way of the future, and then I'm saying digital games is the way of the future. But apparently that's wrong.
I'll break down for you why I think it's completely different. Streaming a game versus streaming a movie. A movie is an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. You watch it passively. It's not an active, interactive
there's no latency
experience.
Issues.
Then you've seen it. You can watch it again if you want.
It sounds exactly like a game, honestly.
A game you dive into. If you play a game for an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, nowadays with games that are here, like being made, you're gonna scratch maybe 8%, 10% of the game, and then so you're gonna expect 50 or 60 hours in a game, and then if you want to play it again, you'll get an entirely different experience. Not true with movies, where it's the same experience every time.
I mean, I've watched
different
movies
every time you play through.
I watched
when you watch
movies like
Fight
20
Club for a
times.
second time. It's like a totally different movie the second time you watch it.
Yeah.
Right. A really, really good movie, you can get 2 viewings where it's totally different the second time.
There's some movies that I could watch like constantly.
Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap this up. Where are we going? What's the conclusion?
Apparently, digital media is only the future for cable.
I mean, it's the future for like TV and movies. Like that's just.
It's also the future. Digital is also the future for video games. That doesn't mean it should be. I still have a collection of DVDs and Blu-rays. I still buy movies physically.
Me too.
They come with that ultraviolet, and I don't redeem them because I'm not interested.
Because who uses ultraviolet?
That's what they come with the DVDs.
Yeah, they got the little insert.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want another service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, because, like, music has gone completely digital, and then, like, yeah, like, some people still use Blu-rays, but that's going completely digital. It's gonna happen, but
the smaller the consumable... Yeah, the smaller the consumable, I think, the more worthwhile going all digital is.
Can't wait until episode...
Perfect.
Can't wait until episode 500.
Music can be downloaded, yet people still collect albums.
Yeah, but a very select few, though. That is the niche.
I don't know. Have you been to Williamsburg, Brooklyn recently?
Yeah, but have you seen how many people are...
Just because that's, like, the majority way to do it doesn't belittle if you want to do it physical. Like,
I'm just saying, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Anyways. So, PlayStation Vue died, and there's not going to be a funeral because nobody cares. Moving on, we're going to talk about Toby Fox. So Toby Fox is probably his claim to fame is Undertale, right?
Yeah, I think
the creator of Undertale. That's how he became a household name. Now he composed the entire score for what is that game? Little Town Hero.
Little Town Hero. It's so good.
Then he composed some battle music for Pokemon Sword and Shield, which you guys should find that song and listen to it because it's awesome. I really wish he composed the whole entire
It's only
soundtrack.
one? He only did one song?
Yeah, it's one song, yeah.
Ooh. That will change in the enhanced version.
Oh, yeah, maybe I'll have a few more. Sakurai mentioned having him over to play Smash Bros. And that he held his own, right? Wasn't that the quote?
Yeah, something like he's actually pretty good at it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Sans, a character from his game Undertale, is a Mii Fighter costume. There's also came with a music track, right?
Yeah, Megalovania.
I guess I could just read the following.
I put these in the notes.
It's all in the notes, you guys. I'm very sorry, viewers. Everything that I'm like, oh, and then he did this, right? And you're like, yeah, Phil, why don't you just read the literal next bullet point?
Why do we have this outline?
I don't know. I don't know why. So yeah, Nintendo has like brought him into the fold, including him in a lot of really big games. Pokemon, Smash Brothers, like those are some of the two of the biggest Nintendo IPs ever, and he is all up in them. So
Undertale's like considered one of the best games ever made.
Really?
So it's not surprising that they would try to pick his brain, and it has an amazing soundtrack. Like the music in that game is amazing.
And when you say creator of Undertale, like as I understand it, didn't he like
I'm pretty sure he's one
everything?
Guy. Yeah, he made everything.
Yeah,
he's like the director, composer, programmer. Yeah,
that's the impressive bit. That's crazy. Like single-handedly created Undertale. That's insane.
It's just a total phenomenon too. It's a lot of people's favorite games.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's really well written. The music's great, and the gameplay is like different. It's weird. Like I don't know. Have you guys played it?
Yeah, I mean you can do the passive run.
Yeah,
you don't have to. You don't have to kill anything.
Yeah, you could do it where you don't kill anything. You do it where you kill everything.
It's very interesting, the amount of freedom you have to what choices you can make to get to that game, and the humor is at times like gut busting. Yeah. It reminds me of the humor from like the Mario RPG games or something similar. Very, very funny.
And then, well, he's doing Deltarune too, which is like another game in the
Undertale universe.
Oh, that's
Undertale
right.
universe. Yeah, I think he released the first. It's free right now.
Chapter 1, yeah, that was that you could download it on your Switch.
And I think he said Chapter 2 is coming soon.
So it's just going to be like episodic.
I don't know. I'm confused.
I kind of thought when he released Chapter 1, like that was a demo.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he's going to release Chapter 2.
Was Chapter 1?
Unless
Chapter 1
maybe
money?
that was like a
no,
maybe it was a meme I saw.
Was free.
Yeah, Chapter 1 was free.
Well, man, I'd love to see him make something with all the Nintendo resources behind it. And no spoilers for a video that I'm working on for my personal channel. Because of Alpha Dream going out of business, I'm very concerned about where the Mario RPG franchise is going. And Toby Fox, I feel like, is the candidate to take over that franchise and breathe new life into it with good humor, great gameplay. Like, that's where I think Tony Fix. That's where I think old Tibby Flip-Flop.
Tony the Fixer.
I think Toby Fox fits in Nintendo right perfectly doing something like that. So that's what I want him to do. What about you guys?
I would love to see him do something with Nintendo.
Do more things.
Yeah, seems like a good fit.
What franchise would you like to see him in that he hasn't been in already? Dabble his little fingies in.
What would have a good...
I mean, I would be all over if he did like a Mario and Luigi kind of game.
Yeah, right? That'd be
awesome. That'd be amazing.
Trying to think of a series that has like decent music that it could just be like kicked up a notch.
I mean, like Zelda is known for its amazing music, but
yeah, but it could be a game with like, okay music that's kicked up like to 11.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, him doing like a Nintendo property RPG would probably be like if he like. I think you joked that he was going to create Mother 4.
Oh, right, I did. Yeah, you can make Mother 4. That's a real possibility. If people want it desperately.
Yeah. People want Mother 3.
Yeah, that's true. There's so many fan translations. Like, why not just pay a fan $1,000?
I know.
Like, thank you for doing that.
They would even do it for free. I guarantee they would do it for free. And they just want the credit. They might not even want the credit.
Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, jeez. The game's never coming out.
Yeah, I hear they're still hiring. Oh, no. It makes me so sad. All right. Final thoughts, Toby Fox.
It's a great creator.
Tibbly Wibbly. Very cool. All right, let's move on to this week's new releases. On November 5th. We've got Just Dance 2020. Heck yeah.
Can't wait.
Still making those games. Coming out.
That's going to be on the Wii.
Is it coming to Wii? Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's great. That is going into a like a nursing home.
How does it work on PS4 and Xbox One? Like, what do you use to dance?
Is it the camera?
Isn't there an Xbox One Kinect?
Yeah, Kinect.
Do you need a Kinect to play this game?
I think so, yeah.
What?
How do you play it on? Well, actually, how do you play it on
maybe you
webcam?
PlayStation. You probably PlayStation Move or whatever. Those little sticks with the balls on top. Stadia has gyro controls, so that's how that's going to work, I think.
And then also on November 5th, we have Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. Also made by Alpha Dream, which we
not made by them. They helped with the development.
They assisted somehow, which we mentioned at the top of the show. Only on Nintendo Switch, surprisingly.
What?
On Mario.
Not on Sega Genesis?
Yeah. November 8th, Oh my gosh! Why I did not read ahead. Death Stranding's coming out on the 8th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I saw a leaked photo of the like a kiosk for like Best Buy or whatever.
I want to play it. I want to play it just to know what it is. But it sounds so bad. Like listening to the reviews, it sounds so bad.
Oh,
I saw someone
is
tweet
the embargo
it was like
up?
The embargo went up last week.
I think it was like IGN's review was like, I don't know, 7 something.
It was 6.8.
6.8. And then the Japanese division of IGN was like 9.5.
Yeah, there was a little bias showing.
Interesting. But also, I mean, the Japanese audience and the American audience like very different games. That's why the Xbox One does not sell in Japan. Like, there's a precedent for that. But
it's not just the Japanese outlets. It's like Western outlets that are giving. It's like an 84 on Metacritic right now.
Interesting. I gotta get my hands on that. We've got Disney. Oh, is this the cookie game?
It's that
Disney
stupid little
Sum Festival.
Yeah, the little beanie things. Yeah,
that thing is finally coming out. Some cutesy game that will be hot in Japan and probably not sell that well over here for Nintendo Switch. I've been looking forward to this as well. Layton's Mystery Journal. What's that woman's name?
Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy.
So that's not a new one.
So that's a remake of a 3DS game, right?
3DS game, yeah, for Switch.
I've been looking forward to that because I've wanted to play Professor Layton. It's been recommended to me by everyone. Dan, you really like Professor Layton, right?
I'm currently working through one of them, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm so excited to try that. New Super Lucky's Tale, which has been an Xbox and PC exclusive.
I kind of want to try this out. They added a bunch of stuff to it.
So it's like a definitive edition of Super Lucky's Tale?
Yeah. Gotcha. They like revamped the whole thing.
Need for Speed Heat is coming also on. These are all on the 8th on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. When is the last time we got a Need for Speed game?
It's been a while.
Those games are fun. I always liked driving on the against traffic and getting all the bonus points. It felt awesome.
Those are the ones you get arrested, right? The cops chase you.
Then, lastly, it's not a game, but it's coming out this week. The Zacian and Zamazenta Special Edition Switch Lite is coming out, which Cool Trainer Camilo has pre-ordered.
Getting it Friday.
It's pretty exciting. That thing looks super dope. If I just had some cash sitting around, I'd probably pick it up, but I don't. Sweet. All right. Well, that's everything that's coming out this week. Lots of high-profile games that we will be reporting on and telling you what we think about Death Stranding specifically. What we've been playing, I'll start us off. I'm playing Luigi's Mansion. I'm doing a review for the game pack. Make sure to check it out. I also did a review of a Yooka-Laylee in the Impossible Layer, which is up on the game pack channel, this channel. So please watch that if you're interested in that game. I liked it a lot, and watch the review to hear more things. And I'm also playing every Mario RPG for a video I'm making on my own channel.
Does that include, like, Paper Mario and oh my goodness, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not to completion. I'm not doing them all to completion. I'm playing them all so that I can make the video that I'm making.
Is Hotel Mario an RPG?
Oh, Jesus.
Not in what I'm making.
Okay.
It starts with Mario RPG in like 97, and then it branches off in the two trees, which were Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario, and then I talk about that stuff. So if you're at all interested about that and where the franchise is headed, you should watch that video. It's going to be up soonish. I'm pretty far in it. So that's me.
Camilo, what are you doing? I've also been playing Luigi's Mansion, having a lot of fun smacking ghosts around. And I've been shining on it a lot. The other day I got like 6 shinies in one stream, which was freaking amazing. Mm-hmm. I got Restram, and then in Let's Go I got like the 3 shiny evolutions and like a Doduo. A lot of fun. Wow. I'm also playing Little Town Hero to finish my review. It should be up this week, so if you haven't checked out my review of Little Town Hero, it should be up by when the podcast goes up. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Nice. John, what you up to?
I've also been playing Luigi's Mansion. I haven't played that much of it, probably like a couple hours. But I enjoy it. It's so charming. It's so charming. Like the first 5 minutes, I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then I'm also playing Smash Brothers, and that's been fun. And I can't wait until Thursday. When's the 6th? Wednesday? Mm-hmm. When Terry Bogard is probably going to be released. Because there's that... Oh, already be out. We're already past that date. Shoot.
Yeah, because it's going to be the 7th when we launch.
Terry's probably out right now.
Yep. Lists of video game things that I don't care about. Terry Bogard coming out in Smash. Number 1.
Wow.
I mean, I can agree with that, too.
I was actually...
Smash.
Like, I wasn't excited for Hero in Smash, and he's actually really fun to use.
He's hard to use.
I hate Joker. Like, he's the worst character in the game. I just can't stand him.
Banjo's a bucket of fun, though.
What?
Banjo's super fun.
Who?
You don't like Banjo?
No, Banjo. Yeah. Banjo's great.
You know, the one with the bear with the bird?
The one with the kazooie?
No, Banjo's great. I don't like Joker. So I'm hoping I like Terry.
Mr. T-Lounge representative, let us know what you've been doing.
I finished up Super Mario 3D Land completely. I 100%ed it. I've got the 5 stars on my profile.
What'd you think of the really hard level at the end?
Bogus. So bogus. Just like stinking Champions Road. Luckily, it wasn't nearly as long. Mm-hmm. And the second half is much easier than the first half. Jumping from one block to another block, and they're awkwardly spaced apart, is garbage. And then it's fine after that. But I don't have the sparkly profile because apparently if you die 5 times at a level and the special power-up pops up to help you out, even if you don't use it, your profile is locked from ever having the sparkly profile. Unless you turn off the game without saving and go back into the level and beat the level before the power-up pops up. Which, who's going to know that on their first playthrough? I didn't. So I don't have the sparkly profile. I can never get it on that profile.
Don't you think you should only get the sparkly profile if you didn't die 5 times in a level?
No, it's bogus. I still put in the work to do all the stuff and get all the things. Having okay, here we go. Having
a few minutes left here.
Okay, yeah, real quick. Having an achievement that is permanently locked out because you didn't know what it was in the beginning of the game is bogus.
There's an achievement at Kingdom Hearts that I did like a separate run for because like you couldn't die and have it like saved into your profile. So like that's a thing.
Yeah, that's bogus.
It's not a cool thing.
Weird.
I think we can all agree it's not a cool thing. What's the diabolical box?
That is Professor Layton in the diabolical box.
Okay.
I played it a long time ago. It was one of the 2 I've played, and I'm working through it again, and then I'm going to work through the other one. But yeah, I'm getting back into it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, because now I have a 3DS to play it on and like re-experience. So yeah, very cool.
Long live the 3DS. All right. Well, that's our show, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Got another one in the can. We've been doing this for over 6 months now, and we appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, ring the bell, follow us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and subscribe to our individual channels. The links to those are in the description. Join our Discord and follow us on Twitter. Whew! I love that plug section so much. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Camilo. Thank you, John, for co-hosting with me and every week, except next week. And we'll see you all next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.